Welcome to the Winter 19 All-Star Draft for Connecticut. I have some special guests here with me. In addition to the normal Greg Horn, Eddie Whitman, Ryan Welch, we're going to get to them in a second. They'll be breaking down the whole draft. We have our two captains. We'll start with the one who joined first. We'll go in order. Sorry, Pratt. Mike Bozzuto from the Flint Tropics. Mike, what's going on, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good, good. And we have Davon Pratt from Shocker City repping the championship T-shirt. Pratt, what's up?
Yeah, buddy. Just how you doing? Good, good. Glad to be here.
I'm good. All right. So All-Star game will be Monday, March 18th. Yeah. So some Monday in March after the finals. The finals will be the 11th. The actual All-Star night will take place on the 18th. Team Pratt, Team Bozzuto. We're going to draft the All-Stars. We're also going to reveal who was nominated in All-Star. So our two captains will be picking from the pool of players just like in the NBA. So they can't pick just anybody, even though Pratt's going to try. They're going to pick from the list of players that were voted on by the analysts. All right. And then we're going to show you who's on what team. We're going to ask them some questions before we do a coin toss. So we'll start with Mike. Mike, we kind of talked about this a little bit off air, but what's your strategy going into this? Don't reveal any names, but just what's your overall strategy drafting your team?
I just want dogs. I want to win. That's all.
Want to win. All right. Davon, what's your strategy?
I want bigger dogs. I just want to have fun, man. I just want to have fun. That's it.
Of course.
All right. And Davon, so this is not your first All-Star game.
Joey, of course not. It's legacy. It's legacy. Stop it.
So, what are you going to use from those past games? You know, that experience when drafting your team.
I'm gonna just truthfully just try to get some players that gel with each other. You know, try to figure out what could I do to possibly make this a real game, a little fun game for all of us.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Hey, let me get to someone real quick. Chris, thanks for joining us. Just to be very clear, I wasn't sure if Davon was going to join. So, do you have the link for the video? You know we are live right now. Do you have that link?
Which link?
It's on Twitter. It's on Facebook. You can go to our YouTube page, right? You have that link all ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So make sure you watch through there. All right. I'm gonna Chris real quick. I never felt so good doing that.
That was awesome.
All right. Cool. So the amount of hate tweets that I'm about to get for that. God, it was worth it. It was worth it. All right. Bozzuto, you've been a captain before, let alone in the All-Star game. What are you taking from that past experience into this one?
I don't know. No different strategy, really.
Right.
Now, did your team win last time?
No, we lost at the buzzer, I think.
It was that game, huh? Like the overtime All-Star game?
I'm pretty sure it was that one.
Yeah, Mike Davis had things to say.
I think it was him.
Yeah, about you winning. Guys, we'll get to the coin toss. Mike, you get to call it in the air, heads or tails. It'll be for first pick. So if you win the coin, there's no next two. So we're just going to go back and forth. You guys each start on your own teams, obviously. Okay? So you have Davon's on Davon's team, Mike's on Mike's team. And then, so Mike, call it in the air. I have a quarter. It's not double-sided. All right, so we'll flip this. Go ahead, Mike. Yes. All right, we got heads. So Mike Bozzuto's on the clock, Team Bozzuto. We'll get to the pick in a second. I'm going to send it over to Greg Horn. Let them start to break down the possible first overall pick for Team Bozzuto. Greg, go ahead. Take it away.
All right, I mean, I want to make this as simple as possible. Ryan and Eddie, who would you take if you were picking?
Eddie, you go first.
I mean, I'm going to go with the obvious pick. I'm going to say Mike Davis. I think hard to argue. He's definitely one of the best players in this league, maybe the best player. So I'll be interested to see if both captains go with the guys in their own team or they go with someone else.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with that. I think Mike Davis is the best player on this list. Davon, I think you're the best player in the league. That's just my opinion. But, yeah, other than, I mean, this is a great list of guys. There's a lot of great players on this list, but I would have to go with Mike Davis.
No, yeah, I mean, again, I love those picks. I will send it over to Joey for the official selection, but I will say Ryan Florentine All-Star snub.
Oh, geez. All right. Well,
spoiler alert.
I can't wait to see Greg in this. So we do have The first pick is in with the first pick. Winner 19 CT All-Star Draft. Team Bozzuto takes TJ Gianni of the Flint Tropics. I'll share the sheet in a second. We do have a big board going on. We're going to get to Davon's pick in a second. We're going to let the guys break this down first. We'll let Greg break it down. We'll come back to the captains in a second. Greg, Gianni's the first pick.
I mean, what else could I say? I would pour a bottle of Henny right now if I could. I mean, TJ Gianni shoots lights out. He can hit from anywhere in the court. You get a hand in his face. Pratt knows. Pratt's already on it. TJ Gianni. TJ Gianni's one of those guys you play around the world with. Any shot he can hit. Ryan, Eddie, what else do I got to say about that?
I mean, you really can't say anything about TJ other than the fact that, like Greg, like you said, he can hit it from anywhere. So I'm not surprised. Flint Tropics, Mike taking him #1 overall. But good pick.
Yeah, definitely one of the best shooters in the league. And I think shooting's big in any All-Star game. So I like the pick.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree. And we got another official selection coming from the commish. Yours one and only, Joey Zaga.
Greg Horn, what a host, what a guy. Listen to the weekly rebound. For those of you that don't know, but Davon's first pick. So with the second pick, and I probably should keep track of what pick I'm on. In the winner 19 CT draft, Team Pratt selects Mike Davis of Shocker City. So I'm going to get that up on the board for you guys. Let's share this with you real quick. It is our official big board for the draft. There you guys go. So as I said, Mike is on his team with TJ. Davon on his team with Mike. We'll start with you, Bozzuto. Why TJ Gianni?
Well, I mean, he's on Flint. And like you guys said, I think he's the best shooter in the league. I don't know all the stats and all that, but
no, he is. Him and Jason.
He's 55% from three, which is pretty good.
That's insane. And I can see him coming out here in at least 10 that game. That's all I got to say.
All right, Davon. I guess that made your selection pretty easy, right, Mike Davis?
Pretty sure. My one and only. Money Mike. My second son. So, I couldn't be even happier just to get him.
Were you scared if you didn't take him, what would happen in your next game for Shocker City?
Guess I will just have to show up a little bit more than I did last time. He doesn't have to get the ball as much.
How it's impossible.
All right, and Greg, send it back over to you. Mike is back on the clock. He'll get the pick in a second. But guys, break down those picks and as the teams are looking so far.
All right, so we all know that. Look, I'm not going to ask you if you'd rather take Mike Davis or TJ Gianni. I mean, I'm not going to put that out there. I'm going to say this. I'm going to throw a random question. Who you got in a half-court shooting contest? Mike Davis, TJ Gianni. Who's hitting that first?
I'm going to go Mike Davis in that one.
Really? Why?
Honestly,
yeah. It's hard.
It is hard. I'm going to go with TJ. Because, I've seen him hit some – Davon, no, stop.
Disrespect. First of all, the disrespect that Greg just did, he put Mike in a conversation instead of me. Have you seen the long-range accessibility that I bring to the game? Have you guys been watching the games?
All right, Davon, follow-up question. If there was a half-court shot contest, would you win and why?
Not even a question, and it's not the sleeves. I'll take the sleeves off and win still. The skills is incredible from half-court. I'm one of the greatest, bro. I know you've seen it. I appreciate it.
I have seen it. I'm not going to lie. I have seen it, but Mike Davis, TJ Gianni, I would take TJ.
That's good. TJ's a great shooter. Great shooter. Can't go wrong either way.
I can't agree more. Look, it's hard, but Joey picks in. What do you got?
All right, so this will be the third pick in the winner 19 CT All-Star Draft. Team Bozzuto selects Dom Langston from the Chasers. All right, so we're starting to reveal those All-Stars. No one knows who's going to be taken except the captains. Obviously, they're making their picks. So we do have Dom Langston joining Team Bozzuto and TJ Gianni. We'll get the draft board up in a second. Greg, back over to you as Davon can text in his next pick.
All right, boys. Dom Langston. Look, I think Dom Langston is one of the more underappreciated players in this league. Obviously, his brother and his cousin and both of his cousins, and Greg. Believe me, we all know Greg Langston. I know the analysts don't, but I'm sure Mike and Pratt know Greg Langston very well. And just what I mean. I don't know what the Langston boys are eating, but man, I mean, every Langston that comes to this league can ball. I don't get it. I don't understand what it is. I wish I could ball. I mean, I could hit a mid-range shot maybe 5 out of 10 times, but Ryan, tell me what makes Dom Langston so good.
He can. The thing about Dom Langston is that he can score from anywhere on the court. I mean, there's a 13-point. I can't do math. There's a 9-point differential from the summer to season. So he's an electrifying scorer. He's definitely an anchor for the Chasers. They relied on him in clutch situations. But very good pick for Team Bozzuto.
No, yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more. I mean, I think that, again, like I said, Dom Langston is one-of-a-kind player, and we have another pick in from GM of the Year, Davon Pratt over there. Joey, take it away.
Not only does Chris get kicked after he's invited, Davon is called GM of the Year. It's not Chris's night tonight. Chris is not going to be happy. But with the 4th pick in the winter 19 CT All-Star Draft, Team Pratt selects another chaser, David Armstrong from the Chasers. So I'm going to share this screen again with you guys. We do have our updated rosters right here for you guys. So we'll leave it like that. You can see what's going on. So Greg, back to you. All
right, I want everyone here to answer. Arm wrestle. Who wins? David Armstrong, Dom Langston. That's a good question.
It's a great question.
Very good question.
I'm gonna have to Armstrong man himself. His name plays it all right there. Armstrong, baby.
I mean, it's close. I'm saying it's close.
I'm gonna have to go with Armstrong. Dude's an animal.
I just think his offense, he out-rebounds everyone in this league. So
he was a 1/6 of a rebound away from averaging a double-double. I mean, the guy's an animal. The guy's a machine. He grabs every board. He's always there to clean up if somebody misses. So,
no, I completely agree. He led the league in rebounds by, I believe, 16. He led offensive rebounds by 12. David Armstrong is an absolute problem, and I mean, I enjoy watching him. I mean, the Chasers were very frustrating to watch, but him and Dom Langston, both these picks were.
They were the 2 most consistent players. I mean, you could say Brandon Seabrook, but they were the most consistent players on Chasers this season.
All right. Well, we got a Woj bomb coming in. Picks in. Joey, breaking news.
You can say Brandon Seabrook.
Hi. Still here? Greg?
Oh, we are here.
Good to go? Hi. All right. Sorry. I was making sure my link worked. We're good. People can watch this live. All right. So with the 5th pick in the winter 19 CT All-Star Draft, Team Bozzuto takes Reggie Stewart from Run TMC. So the first Run TMC player taken. We had a Shocker City player taken, a couple Chasers taken, somebody from the Flint Tropics again taken. So Reggie Stewart joins Team Bozzuto. Again, we'll show you that big board after every other pick. So Greg, back to you. Reggie's an all-star once again.
No, yeah, look, I talk about Reggie a bunch on the pod. I'll let these guys do it. I mean, Reggie is one of the best players in this league. He's probably one of the most clutch players in this league, has the best mid-range jump. Take it away, guys. Reggie Stewart.
Go ahead, Eddie.
I mean, definitely a great pick. I mean, I guess it's not late, but for Reggie Stewart, it's probably a little bit late. I was expecting him to be one of the top 2 picks, but I know both captains went with their guys. So obviously, great pick, Reggie Stewart. Can do pretty much everything on the basketball court. And as you said, Joey, before the show, he'll be playing hard, even if it's an all-star game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Just to back that up, Reggie is probably the Kyrie Irving of legacy leagues, just because he can – the way he finishes at the rim is just – it's majestic almost. The guy can score from anywhere, drive into the hoop. Nobody can stop him. He's one of the best scorers, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's one of the best scorers. He has one of the best handles in this league, and he's one of those players in this league, like a Bozzuto, like a Pratt, like a Davis, like a Dom Langston, that really doesn't need a team around them. You just give them 3 guys that can dribble and shoot, and they'll take it. They'll take it home for you. And we got another pick in. Joseph, take it away.
Haven't heard that name in a while. All right, 6th pick in the winter 19 CT All-Star Draft, Team Pratt selects Eric Langston from Run TMC. So we're seeing the theme here. A couple Chasers off the board, a couple members of Run TMC off the board. Let me reshare this screen with you guys. And then, Greg, I'm going to steal your thunder for a second. We're going to go back to the captains real quick as you guys take a peek at their current rosters. I have it up on the screen for everybody. So we'll go with Davon first this time. You just took Eric Langston. You just took David Armstrong. Do you want any more big guys? I mean, I thought it was a guards league, and you're hogging all the size over there.
I mean, Mike is already 6'9", so you gotta get as much as you can from him before he grabs him. Like Dom, that was gonna be my next one. He did a great pick with Dom, but I ended up getting another chaser from him, and I just gave David Armstrong, who's gonna help us tremendously down low. Eric can stretch the floor, so that's my little cousin. I would never not let him stay on the board for too long. And of course, Reggie was already picked, so you're not gonna go too far away from them guys. It's evenly matched out.
For sure. Hey, Mike. So after that, with who's been on what team, how much does the lack of size influence your future picks, or not at all?
It will a little bit, but it's an all-star game. There's gonna be a lot of threes thrown up.
For sure.
I think Reggie is getting tampered to go to Flint.
There's some tampering going on. Well, I'll make sure to bring that up with the head of tampering. Greg, back over to you, Greg, to break down these teams so far.
No, yeah. I mean, look, I'm going to stay with unorthodox questions, but we will talk basketball, and I like these two teams a lot. I think that the size and the guards are really mixing well together. I'm interested to see where they go in the later rounds. But it's really interesting to see. I love an all-star draft. Whenever you see an NBA draft or an NFL draft, they're always building for the future or building for needs. But an all-star draft is about putting a team together that you want to play with and you want to have fun playing with. So it's kind of interesting to see how these guys go. Ryan and Eddie, if you could pick two players in the league right now that you could team with as a three, it's you and two others, 3v3. Who are those two you pick?
I said last week in the playoff matchup, I said that David Armstrong and Eric Langston was going to be the matchup to watch. Both of them on the same team, I think, is terrifying, mostly because, they play the same game. They're big, they're physical, they can shoot. But, I mean, I would go with them.
No, yeah. I mean, I love that. Eddie?
Honestly, I would probably take both these captains. I think that would be a pretty good big three. I mean, I'd be definitely the third best player on that team, but we would get some work done.
No, I agree 100%. And Joey, take it over.
All right. With the 7th pick in the winner 19 CT All-Star Draft, Team Bozzuto selects Jeff Norco from Sportslook, who is another semifinal team. So those teams are going to be represented. Jeff Norco comes off the board. Greg, back over to you to break down that pick.
I mean, look, Jeff Norco, I did a few highlight tapes from Markey. He plays football. He's someone who's very good. He played in the league before, and he played with Norco. And Jeff Norco has that football side to him, and you can absolutely tell by the way he plays. He's not scared of anyone. He keeps his cool in every moment. He really doesn't seem like he is ever stressed out there. He's just playing his game. He knows what he does. He doesn't take too many threes. He's a good rebounder. And I think Jeff Norco is one of those guys in this league that is huge. You need to know what your strengths are. I mean, I don't know about you, Ryan and Eddie, but I know, Ryan, you love Jeff Norco, but I love his
big
game.
Big fan.
Eddie, you got anything?
I mean, in terms of the two teams, I think Norco gives Mike's team a little bit more size inside with Armstrong and Eric Langston on the other team. So I think it's a very good pick.
No, I agree. And we got another pick in. Joey, take it away.
All right. So with the 8th pick, keeping it moving. With the 8th pick in the winner 19 CT All-Star Draft, Team Pratt selects Quintuan Miles from the Rim Breakers. So I'm just going to finish typing this in. We're going to share this screen with you guys and show you the updated rosters. We're going to get to the captains now. We're going to let them finish drafting. But as you can see, we have their updated teams here. Quintuan Miles joins Team Pratt. Greg, back over to you.
Yeah. All right. I mean, I'm going to keep this simple. These guys can all ball. We know that. Look at these 4 teams. Who would you take in a flag football game?
I'm gonna answer that. I'm gonna take Mike and them because I have no idea about no rules in flag football. Try anything besides basketball, you can have it. This group, Mike, you're great at soccer, tennis, football, baseball, everything else besides basketball. Me, we can fight with anything else. I can't do anything else but basketball.
Hey, all I know, Reggie Stewart as a running back would be a problem. But look, I like where you guys are going. Again, it's interesting. Bozzuto's got size. I mean, he's got Norco, he's got him, he's got Langston. What I'm interested to see where Pratt and I'm interested to see how they round out these rosters. What about you, Ryan and Eddie?
Go ahead, Eddie. I'm talking a lot.
You go first.
All right. I honestly think they're pretty even right now. Obviously, Pratt, you got a little bit of the size and the physicality, but I mean, Reggie Stewart and Jeff Norco on the same team. You got Jeff Norco down low. You got Reggie running the point. That's in Bozzuto. Of course, you shooting from 3 and TJ from 3. I mean, that's disgusting. So, and then Dom scoring from anywhere. But I think it's pretty even right now. This should be interesting.
Yeah, I definitely think it's pretty even right now. I could tell that Pratt loading up on the rebounder so he can get up all his threes. I like that strategy.
That's true. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, it's a smart strategy, and it's definitely a smart strategy. And
my boy been watching the season. Eddie been watching the season.
I have.
Eddie just been on his whole season watch. I like that, Eddie. Stay on that.
So, what we got time, Pratt? What is it like to be teammates with the one and only Chris Rosinski? What is he like as a teammate? Because I play with.
Where do I start? Is this a 2-hour show? Or
No.
No. I mean, the guy is awesome. You know, you never seen it. You never seen a general manager / basketball player like this guy ever in his life. You never seen somebody that can miss layups and pick and somebody want to play on his team so fast in a heartbeat. You know, he got so much spirit for the team. He's a real shocker too. He's the logo of the Shocker City. You know. That's just him.
No, again,
Joey, I'm sorry, baby. That's what he is. I'm sorry. I know. I'm sorry, baby.
I've been called not the best shooter. I've been called not the best GM. I've been called not the best person to miss a layup. No, I'm kidding. Thank God that one was left out.
No, yeah. Look, I played with Chris Rosinski in senior league of high school, and I remember he averaged 10 points a game, andLl never forget that. Joey,
what league was y'all in? What league was this in?
Right, here we go. With the 9th pick in the Winter 19 CT All-Star Draft, Team Bozzuto selects Eric Singleton from Run TMC, the 3rd member of Run TMC off the board. Pratt is back on the clock, and we'll make the rest of the picks. We'll let the captains weigh in at the end. Greg, back over to you.
I mean, look, I love Eric Singleton. He's one of those guys that's just fun to watch. He's really aggressive defensively. He doesn't mind getting put on a poster. He'll go for any block. Look, I'm just happy to see Eric Singleton being in an All-Star game again. He's having somewhat of a down year, but he's just again, I love this guy and I love his game. Ryan and Eddie, I mean, I know that Eddie, I think you've seen Eric for 2 seasons, Ryan for 1. I mean, what do you guys have to say on that?
He definitely plays both ends of the floor. I think he plays defense harder than most people in the league, so I think that's something that really isn't appreciated enough by many people, but obviously great pick. He deserves to be an all-star once again, even though he's having a down year.
Yeah, and just to go off on that, he's definitely a guy that can spread the floor. He's definitely a guy that can cover a Mike Davis. Definitely a guy that can cover a Quinton Miles. He's very athletic. Like I said with Reggie, he's really good at finishing the basketball in the paint. So I think that's a very good strategic pick.
No, I mean, yeah, I could not. I really could not agree more. I mean, I remember when Eric Singleton was joining No Limit. I know Eddie might remember No Limit, but that was a big deal when Eric Singleton was joining No Limit. I know. So bringing back memories, but we got to pick in here. So Joey, take us away.
All right, this will be the 10th pick of the Winter 19 CT All-Star Draft. We have Team Pratt selecting Destin Simmons, Eddie's teammate from the Young Kings. I'm going to reshare this screen over here. We can keep an eye on the teams while I finish typing in Destin's name from the Young Kings. But Greg, we'll send it back over to you. We have a couple picks left.
Yeah, I remember when I first was introduced to Destin, Chris had a team. Believe it or not, Rosinski used to have teams that sucked, and I was on 2 of them. And it was terrible. And I remember he had a team called the Bad Boys, and they were when he really started getting good teams, because there was like Titans. I mean, Titans aren't even in the picture, right? Well, we'll just forget about that. But I'll never forget Destin Simmons showing up, and he was healthy his first year. He was one of the best shooters I ever seen. Last year he got injured, but I mean, Shocker was so good, it really didn't matter. And this year you saw again, he was healthy, and he's one of the best shooters. In the words of Connor, his shot is butter. So, I mean, Ryan and Eddie, what do you got on Destin?
I mean, I just think it makes a lot of sense that Davon picked Destin just because he's the same type of player. You know, he can shoot it from pretty much anywhere, and it's probably going to go in. So I think that's a perfect contrast to Mike Bozzuto or TJ Gianni.
They used to be teammates too.
Yeah.
That's true.
But yeah, very good pick.
Yeah.
Eddie?
Yeah, being on the court with him every game, definitely one of the best shooters I've ever seen in this league. I mean, he'll take shots from past the volleyball line, and you're kind of confused why he's taking it, but it goes in. So he's definitely one of the best shooters in the league, so great pick.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more. And no spoilers, but this next pick, some might call me the spoiler king. This next pick, I'm a big fan of. Joey?
Yeah, Greg.
I am too.
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it. This would be the 11th pick in the draft. We have Team Bozzuto selecting Gerald McLeese. So another rim breaker joining Kintuan Miles. Gerald McLeese, another All-Star. I think was he an All-Star last year, Greg?
Yeah. Him and Kayvon.
There we go. So McLeese makes his return on Team Bozzuto. So Pratt gets another pick, and then Bozzuto will get to pick one of the last two, and everything will fall into place. So we're almost there. 3 players left to be revealed. Greg, back to you.
I mean, look, man, Gerald McLeese is a bad man. I'm still mad at him for not showing up. He didn't show up the past 4 weeks. And
I wish I knew that.
He's one of the best players I've ever seen down low in this league. I take him on.
That was a great pick, Mike.
But I mean, look,
he's a monster. He is a monster. Though. He is. Love his game. I just hope you don't show up. Hope. Come on, baby. If you're watching this, Gerald, stay home on March 15th, bro.
Oh, jeez. All right, Greg, I'm taking over. With the 12th pick, Davon Pratt, Team Pratt, selects Anthony Vesicchio, or Anthony Vesicco mode, as I like to call him, from Nick Strong. Nick Strong gets on the board. Let's share in the teams again. So Bozzuto is going to make one more pick, and that's going to be – there's only 2 guys left. So once Bozzuto picks, Pratt will get the other one. We'll share all the teams, but here's the way they look so far. Greg, back to you.
All right, let's do it. Look, both these teams are nasty. We all know how good these teams are. I want Ryan and Eddie right now. Who on both these teams do you think that aren't in the playoffs could help one of the teams in the playoffs right now the most? For instance, if it's Destin Simmons or maybe Dom Langston or maybe an Armstrong, maybe a Pooch.
I'm going to say, it might be a little biased, but I'm going to say Destin Simmons. I think you really can't have enough shooting in this league, and he's probably one of the top 3 shooters in the league. Maybe a reach, but I think he is, but I'll say Destin.
Ryan?
I'm going to go with David Armstrong just because all of the remaining teams don't really have a David Armstrong. He's definitely the best rebounder in the league. He gets second chance points all the time. So I would feel like a David Armstrong would help any team. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't want David Armstrong on your team.
Again, I couldn't agree more. I mean, David Armstrong, again, like I said, he's an absolute monster on the boards. Joey, the pick is in. Back to you.
Well, the last 2 picks, because there's only 2 players left to be revealed. So with the 13th pick in the Winter 19 CT All-Star Draft, Team Bozzuto selects Will Ingersoll from Team Moose, a rookie, making the All-Star game in his first season. And then with the 14th pick, Team Pratt selects Dan Nadaf, a Team Moose. And
Sandman.
Sandman. We have some shout-out on that. Let me share in the final rosters. Let's get some feedback from let's go right to the captains. Let's get their feedback overall first, and then Greg, Ryan, and Eddie, you guys can ask them some questions, but the rosters are on the screen. We lost Eddie. Never mind. JK. So, Bozzuto, we're looking at your team on the board. What's the player that you're most excited to play with?
I never played with Dom Langston. I think that'll be fun. That'll be interesting. I played with Greg, his cousin, in college, but I never played with Dom. So
nice, Pratt. You've played with a lot of these guys, just from playing in legacy leagues, playing around, playing in other leagues. But which player are you most looking forward to playing with, maybe again or for the first time?
I play with mostly all these kids in high school and like against them, but the most one I'd probably say I'm most interested in probably would be Anthony. I think when we played against him, we both had the same game similar this season. He had like the same stats that I have for Player of the Week. He won, but he deserved it truthfully. But I love his hustle and his energy that he brings to the game. So I can't wait to see what he brings to our team. See if he can wake us up if we need it during any time of the game.
We'll go to Ryan first. I know Greg's doing 7 things at once. Ryan, any questions for the captains now that you also have seen the way this is shaken out?
I have a question for Davon. I mean, how are you going to utilize David Armstrong and Eric Langston? Because I kind of touched on it before. The two of them together would be absolutely terrifying. So what's your strategy kind of managing the two of them?
In and out. I mean, them two, if Eric, we're going to try to set a lot of screens, basically do what we could to get open shots, but truthfully, I'm not really worried about shots. We have Mike Davis, so if anything, give it to him. He'll find a way for us to get a shot up. And David Armstrong is a great offensive rebounder, so I'm pretty sure we'll get a lot of putback dunks. We ended up separating enough to get Eric and Dave on the same team. I was fortunate enough to do that. Eric is going to be a great presence down low with Dave, so the Twin Towers could do their little thing while Mike, Destin, me, and a couple other players on our team could shoot the ball.
Follow-up question. It's going to take more threes. You, Davis, or Destin?
Pretty sure it's going to be Destin.
Are you going to pass him the ball? Or
yeah, we're going to try to heat him up early because that's what we're going to do.
Hey, Greg, come on. I mean, it's Flint all day. Flint stays together. What do you have for Bozzuto over there now that you've seen his team? Greatest team, Greg.
I got one thing first. Ryan Florentine not making it over Will Ingersoll. Y'all are Will Ingersoll get garbage time points like he's a garbage man out there.
He dropped 60. He dropped 60. I think it was like
with 3 people. Chris Rosinski plenty with 3 people. Anyways, Bozzuto. How does it feel? Look, I've seen Flint be the underdog. I've seen them be the favorite. How does it feel going to the playoffs this year as the favorite, whereas maybe last year there was no limit? The year before there was shocker. How does it feel knowing that you guys are now 1 in the rankings? You're the team. You are the guys to beat. There's no more of any other team. It's you guys.
It's a lot more fun that way. And sometimes with some of the stuff that some of you guys say, it still feels like we're the underdogs. I heard Eddie say it in one of the last posts.
Yeah, name drop.
We get it all. But we're just going to fire every week. We don't care who's in our way.
Come on. All right, Bozzuto, what do you want to say to Meyer? Let's get it.
Get it out.
Meyer's a cuck. That's all.
Yeah. That's all.
End it right there. Just end it right there.
All right.
That's all we need.
I'll take over. Davon, any last words? I think Bozzuto mic dropped us, but any last words?
Joey, I like your Run TMC in the background. I wish you luck next week. I'll pray tomorrow if it doesn't snow. I'm pretty sure you're probably hoping for snow so you get another strategy in. Let's just get it popping. Chris Rosinski, we love you, bro. You are coach for this year. All-Star Team Pratt. That's our coach. Chris Rosinski. I know we got to add that in there. Brady Rosinski. So,
Yaga.
Hey, all right. Shout out. Oh, geez. Thanks, Pratt. Thank you, Mike Bozzuto. Team Bozzuto and Team Pratt will face off March 18th, the Winter 19 All-Star Game at InSports in Connecticut. Greg Horn, Ryan Welch, thank you very much. Good job as always. Good job, guys, with the draft. We will be announcing all this stuff. We'll have much more All-Star announcements, including the three-point contest, the dunk contest. If an intern and I are going to play one-on-one because people like to talk crap, we're gonna get to all that.
Yo, is there gambling for that one-on-one?
Sure, Pratt. Sure, yeah, we'll take care of that.
I bet Meyer's going to want to play me.
I think we can make. I think I would like to see both. Meyer's going to be in the league next season.
Yeah,
So we have time to get to all that. Guys, seriously, thank you very much for coming on. I appreciate it. The captains especially. Greg and Ryan, very good job. And we will see you guys tomorrow night, pending the weather, for the semifinals at InSports in Connecticut. Thanks, and thanks for watching.